Hmm. So Brent, you're going to have to tell me how this works, my friend. I'm not really that sure.
Okay, we are live. Give us 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so we're live on YouTube, Twitter Live, Facebook, and Twitch. So the mic is yours, Brent.
Oh, really? That's okay.
I'm happy to bring Jim here to have a Twitter space to help Jim promote the Ottawa Police Gala on Saturday, October 15th, and happy to learn more about it.
Hey, well, thanks for the opportunity to talk about it. Now, I'll just give you a little bit of background if you like. And this will be our 11th annual gala. Started in 2010. And obviously, we missed 2020 and 2021 because of COVID. Nonetheless, we've decided to get back into it this year because I think of all the important things we do in the gala, we're raising money for charities, local charities and organizations in Ottawa that do amazing work, all of them. And so we're always fortunate to find two new ones each year that we can support and kind of really promote and help get their names out there as well, and just raise money for the programs that they run. And a lot of the times, a lot of them are working with young kids, with children. Some of the programs work with adults. A lot of it's more for the more less fortunate in the city. So it's really important that they have the funds and support that they need to run these programs. So that's why we're always excited. And this year's no exception. We have two great new local charities that we're supporting. Mamawi Now, which is Indigenous program, and what they're going to do is hold a sort of a summit in Ottawa, and it's going to be an opportunity to bring people in from around Ontario and even Canada to come in, and it's like a truth and reconciliation opportunity. So we're pretty excited about that and helping them support that program. And then Youturn Youth Services here in Ottawa is another great program that, and specifically what they're doing is they're working with mostly young girls, young women that are coming that have been, they're survivors essentially of human trafficking, and they're trying to get out. And in order to do that and be successful, it takes a lot of support, it takes a lot of programs, and to do those, it takes money. So we're really excited to be helping them as well this year. And beside that, it's our once a year opportunity to get the communities, the public together, celebrate all the local successes that we have. It's just that one opportunity for both sides to meet and mingle and learn from each other. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Can you provide our listeners a little bit of background about yourself?
Sure. So I've been a police officer now for 30 years, 25, almost 26 here in Ottawa. Before that, Terry police officer in the Canadian Armed Forces. Now, I've spent obviously the last 26 years here in Ottawa with the Ottawa Police Service. I have done so many different jobs and have had so many opportunities. I can't even begin to count them all. I've really, which is now our NRTs. And that time spent working, riding the bicycles and just walking the beats down in the market area, boy, I'll tell you, that was an education that I didn't get in any class in any school. And I really learned more about people and a lot of the programs that are going on downtown that we now help support. So I wish every officer could spend time being a neighborhood officer or an NRT that we are now, but time and numbers just don't allow that. So I was very fortunate to that. Now, in the past 10 years of my career, I'm more in a supervisory role, and currently I'm overseeing some different investigative units. And the challenge today for us in supervisory roles, and I mean, I think it's common in policing and probably right across the board with other companies, times are tough. We're very short staffed, like I'm sure everyone is everywhere. And there is more work than we can handle. So it's really a lot of time is spent really just making sure, one, that we're taking care of the people that we have so that they will come to work and do as much work as they can. So my role in policing has really changed. All that to say, it's really changed in the past little while. I don't put on a uniform anymore and go out and really are, be active with the community. That's why I like overseeing the gala. So for the last 4 galas that I've done the last 4, sorry, as the chair of the organizing committee. It's been great because that ties me back into the different community groups and the different chairs and organizations. So I missed that when I kind of switched my direction in policing. So that's why I'm so passionate about the gala, because I know firsthand from having worked downtown and on the streets that these organizations serve such an important role. They do incredible work, and we really need to highlight what they do and support them in any way we can. So that's where I'm at today. And I have essentially 1 year left before I retire. So this will be my last gala, and I'll be passing the torch on to someone else.
And I will be thrilled to be there in attendance so that I can blog about the gala.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really good because it'll really help us get the word out there. And what you'll be able to talk about is, you see, during the course of the evening of the gala, one of the things that I learned over the past 4 years that the public community want from us is to hear more about the work that officers are doing on the streets, on the front line every day. So we have within our organization what we call Chief's Commendations, when somebody goes, I guess you'd say, well above and beyond just the normal job. And we take that opportunity during the gala to highlight those officers that have received it in the past year. And I can tell you without question, over the last 4 years, that has been the number one highlight for the community. And something that they've always said, if you can do more of that, do more of that. So that's what you'll see is highlighting that amazing work. And then from the police side, and then from the community side, you'll hear from some speakers that talk about their involvement, their impact, their appreciation. So it's a really good evening. And I mean, that takes up about the first couple hours, and then after that it's kind of much more relaxed, much more informal. There's some music, and an opportunity. There's a prize that people can bid on. There's a silent auction. So it's just it's a lot. There's a lot going on, but there's just a lot of great ways to come out and have fun and meet people and find out about the different groups within policing, and all the while raise money for a couple of really important charities.
So when people buy a ticket, what can they expect, Jim?
Well, what you can expect from 7 p.m. when it starts, right up till about 9:30, what I just explained. So the meal and the soup and the salads and the meal are all being served. We have an ongoing program where we have community speakers. The chief comes up and speaks. We do our Chiefs Commendation Awards presentations. We have a couple of videos from previous organizations that we've supported to let everybody there know exactly what it is the money goes toward and the important work that they're doing. So it's like I said, the first couple hours packed, a lot going on, but it really goes by really quickly. And just before we end the formal part of the evening, we have a live auction, usually 2 or 3 big prizes. And one of the hosts from CTV comes out, and it's usually a lot of fun. It's pretty exciting because sometimes the different groups start competing against each other, and before you know it, we're raising some really good money, and people are getting some really good prizes. So you can expect it to be very entertaining, but at the same time, a great opportunity just to meet people and talk to people and learn about the police and what we do here in Ottawa, and some of the important ways that we work with different community organizations and different community groups here in the city.
So has it been a fun experience for you since you've done the past 4?
Oh yeah. And if I wasn't retiring, I'd be wanting to stay on and do some more. It's always rewarding because we have to cap it off at 475 people, and knock on wood, we've always been very fortunate to get a sellout. And the feedback is always very positive, and people seem to really enjoy themselves. So obviously for me as the organizer, that's really satisfying to hear. And what I forgot to mention right at the beginning is that we obviously this is the 11th annual. So in the past 10 galas, we have raised $995,000, so just under $1 million, which has been spread out amongst, I think, around 17 different charities over the 10-year period. So this year we will, surpass the $1 million mark of raising money for local Ottawa organizations. So that's pretty damn exciting, and I'm telling you, that's got me real fired up this year as well there, Brent.
Well, I'm happy that I will be coming for the first ever time.
Yeah, we're pretty excited to have you there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think you'll really enjoy it, and I think you'll leave with a pretty good appreciation, certainly for the organizations that we are supporting this year, and also for just all the work the young officers and young civilians are doing, because you know it's not easy for anybody. Obviously, it's in all businesses, it seems now through the last couple of years, is that there are a lot less people working and available and a lot more work to do. So it's nice to have one night where they can kind of just sit back and relax and just kind of enjoy some downtime and have some fun. I don't know if Brent, I know for a fact Richard, who oversees Crime Stoppers here in Ottawa, I don't know if he would like to say a little something or add, because he's certainly been to a fair share of the galas too, and it's quite possible that I may have missed something. Richard, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add or say at this point.
Yeah, just echo the comments you had, Jim. It's a great experience, and I can tell you it's a nice opportunity to reward volunteers, to bring them out to a really special meal, but more importantly, as Jim highlighted, hearing those kind of stories of the front line and the activities that our policing partners are engaged in and day out, 24/7, 365 days a year, is really important and worthwhile for the general public to experience and just get to know what goes on sort of behind the scenes sometimes.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And that kind of reminds me, just having heard from Richard there, we couldn't do this without some of the local organizations that sponsor us as well. There's just no way we could put on an event of this magnitude. And it's, I mean, like Crime Stoppers is always very supportive. There's just so many different organizations in Ottawa that have supported us for years. And, you know, kudos to them as well. Sorry, Richard, I cut you off there.
No worries. Just to say it's a great evening. It's something our volunteers look forward to year in and year out. And, you know, as Jim mentions, we've been, taking a table and participating for years. And it's a fun evening. It's, if you've never been before, you leave uplifted and engaged. We talked about the gala the other day. One of our volunteers was fortunate enough to win 2 tickets where Canada flies as part of a raffle. So there's all kinds of fun events. Myself and a colleague bid and actually won a suite that was donated at the live auction for the Senators game. It's a great opportunity to go out and enjoy a fun evening.
Yeah, I agree. And that's right. There's such a different variety of gifts, and that's interesting that you say that. That's one of our, we have a 50/50 kind, I guess, no, it's a ticket purchasing thing. And it's usually Air Canada is one of our big sponsors, and they usually provide us with 2 tickets that anywhere Air Canada flies. And we're so fortunate to have that, and it helps us raise a lot of money too. So wouldn't mind hearing sometime about where your young lady there decided to go.
Yeah, she actually ended up, her and her sister, they were both young university students, and they ended up flying to Australia. And they still think of it as kind of a trip of a lifetime. And if you imagine yourself as a young university student, to have that opportunity to go and have a good evening and support local charities, and at the same time be rewarded. Now you got to buy the ticket, obviously, but be rewarded with 2 tickets anywhere Canada flies. It was quite special for them.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm going to hand it back to you for a second there, Brent. Is there anything else you wanted me to speak to specifically?
Well, I feel that people get a feel about the gala is because Tonya found the photos from 2019.
Okay. Did she put them somewhere?
I gave it to Brent. He pinned it to the nest. It was written by Ottawa citizen.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's so everyone can see like how much fun you guys are having. So just so people know what to expect. So we pinned it. Well, I'll add it to the blog post.
Okay. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds good.
If you look above you, there should be a link from Brent. He tweeted out the link, and if you click that, you see the pictures.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Let me just see if I can find those.
And you're like
and Tonya will.
You are like the leading picture. You look how distinguishing you look.
Oh yeah.
Catherine Clark.
Yes. So Catherine Clark is our community co-chair, and she is an amazing, well-known part of our partner in our gala. And she speaks really well. I mean, she obviously, with her family and their history, they have a lot of, I guess, history with policing and all that. So it's really great to have her as part of the gala and hear from her as well during the evening.
Did we talk about how much the tickets are? Will you be having silent auction?
So we have, I'll get to so the tickets are $175 each, or you can buy a table of 10 for $1,750. And what we started doing in 2019 is, so when people buy a table of 10 tickets, they have the option, because again, another thing we heard from people is that they wanted to have more interaction with officers. So if you buy a table of 10, you have the option of taking 2 of those tickets and we find 2 uniformed officers to come and sit at your table with you. So you basically take 8 of the tickets yourself for family and friends, whatever, and then we assign 2 officers to come and sit with you. And again, we continue to do that because the feedback has been great. People love that, and the officers love it too, because obviously it's a very positive evening from both sides. From the community, the feedback's very positive, and for policing, it's very positive back to the community. So it's a great opportunity for young officers to hear from the public, community leaders, different people, because they, for the most part, young officers don't hear much from anybody, maybe except what they might read online or something. So it's a great opportunity for them. I mean, for those of us that have been around longer and are in leadership positions, obviously we have a lot more communication and feedback, and a lot more talking with the public. So we're a lot more in touch with the good and the bad. So it's great for the young officers to have that opportunity. So all that to say, it's $175 a piece. Now the live, you were saying silent auction. So let me see if I get this right. We do have an auction. I guess it is a silent auction. So yes, we do have that. And again, it's just such a variety of different prize. And what we try to do is group things together. So if we have some hotel rooms, let's say in Toronto, for example, and we have tickets for a Blue Jays game or something, we try to put those together so people can bid on something that's maybe a couple nights in a hotel plus tickets to a sporting event, or maybe it's Via Rail provides with some stuff too. So there's a lot of different packages that you could bid on, and we let everybody know by the end of the night. By the time you leave, you've had a chance to collect your if you won, you have a chance to collect your gifts. So, and then while all of that is going on during the evening, obviously we have the volunteers that Richard talked about. They're going out the whole evening and selling 50/50 tickets, and that's usually for the Air Canada tickets. At least it has been for the last few years. And then finally, at the end of the night, we have the live auction. So just as an example, in 2019, one of our big gifts was for 4 people to go with the Senators to Pittsburgh for an away game. So they got to travel with the team on the plane, they got to stay at the hotel, they got tickets to the game, and they came back with the team after the game. So, I mean, that's for sports-minded people, that's a really great opportunity, and the bidding was pretty intense there for that one. And I'm hoping to touch base sometime with the people that won and just get some feedback from how it went. But sort of just to answer your question there, Tonya, that's really what we have as far as different kinds of auctions and raffles and all that goes. So.
Do you have swag? No, I'm sorry. That's why I go to these things. Where I go for the swag. Do you have any swags?
So, do you mean like for like at the table for people when they get there?
No,
Kind of
yeah,
thing?
when people get to an event, to like, especially for galas, they get a bag when they leave. Because from the people who sponsors or donate, they'll put their card or brochure or something like that. It's really, really cool.
So what we do more is, and I mean, I think it's pretty common, but we are usually fortunate to have a wine sponsor, and we have some complimentary wine for all the tables during the evening. Now, as far as swag goes, no, nothing official like that, but what we do as far as, business cards and all that goes, for all those that support us and sponsor us, we make sure that they have recognition during the evening as well. So we always make sure we highlight all those different people, companies, organizations that have given anything to us. So it's kind of a different look at the swag, I guess, or an opportunity to help promote some different businesses. Brent, if you wanted, I don't know if any of the people here have a question or anything, or what you wanted to do. I apologize. I'm
So
not that
can you
familiar with this
can
process.
you provide the website so people can find out about buying a ticket for the gala, and also provide the website so Tonya can put it in the blog.
Okay, so the website obviously is ottawapolice.ca/gala. And then when you get to the gala page specifically, I think you scroll down a bit and purchasing tickets is right there. And we also include my email address and a couple others, I believe, in case you have any problems, aren't able to purchase them or whatever. So, if somebody does and there is a problem, you just email us, contact us somehow. We'll make sure we get that all straightened out for you.
Well, thanks for letting me have you on, Jim.
No, this is great. I mean, listen, do you want to check before we go? I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything. I don't want to miss this opportunity if there's any issues or questions or whatever. I mean, I can.
We definitely, if anybody want to grab the mic, they're welcome to just hit the request button. Can you tell us a little bit how the gala started? Like what's the story? How it all came about?
Yeah, it started unfortunately when Constable Eric Chapnick was murdered back in New Year's Eve the 30th of December 2000. I want to say 9. Gosh, my memory's getting so old. So our chief at that time, Vern White, wanted, as that year went on, as he heard from more and more different community groups, he decided to initiate and start this gala as an opportunity, like I said before, for the police and the community to come together to celebrate some of the successes and to just talk about our city and the way things are going. And kudos to the chief. He got it right away. If we're going to do this, let's do a money raising portion of it, and let's find some charities within Ottawa that we can help support. And so far, as we head into the 11th, we've never duplicated any of the charities yet. So every charity we have, it's been their first and only time. So that way we've been able to spread money out to so many different organizations, and they have put that toward so many great programs and different initiatives that have really done a lot of work behind the scenes that people just don't see. And we're so lucky just to be a part of that and help them raise money for that. So for us, that's I mean, this when you talked about the rewarding part before in the job that I do, it's just knowing that everything we do, once it's all done and the money is counted per se, it's going to local organizations that are doing work that if they weren't doing the different work that they are doing with the different communities and the different groups of people, we just as police we could never survive. It would be overwhelming to the point. There's so many groups that do so much important work for us. It takes so much stress off of our shoulders, and it doesn't get seen every day. So that's why we're so excited to get this back on, so we can start helping some of these organizations that, again, too, over the past couple of years, right, it's been a rough go for them. So I would say that some of their programs have probably taken a bit of a kick because there's just been no funding. And now it's time to get back and get them going and highlight the work they do and get those programs back up and running again and start serving the people of Ottawa that really, really need and want the support and the help. And that's the great thing about this.
Well, I appreciate you letting me do a space to promote the gala, and I look forward to blogging about it to promote it more. But I also look forward to blogging about it after coming to it.
Yeah, you know what, Brent, this is going to be your first one. I'm really excited to get some feedback from you, maybe the next day or the day after, once you've had a chance to kind of let it all settle in. But I guarantee you, I promise you, you're going to have a great time. And anyone that decides to come for the first time, you're going to end up loving it, because it's not about police per se. We're not there to just talk and promote ourselves. That's not it at all. We're mostly there to hear from other people. But at the same time, what again the community has told us is that they want to hear about some of the great work that people are doing. So that's our opportunity to do that as well. So I can tell you from the police perspective that this night is so much fun for everybody. And because part of what we really enjoy doing is making sure we're giving back to our communities. And this really is one way to do that for sure. So it's honestly, this might sound like a bit like I'm, kind of exaggerating here, whatever, but I just, in the 4 years I've been doing this so far, there's been really no negative feedback or pushback at all. So I just think, and that's not to say we're running a perfect show. It just means that people are really happy with what we're doing. And that's not to say that we've changed a few things in the program over the last couple of years, because we have gotten some good feedback from people. So by all means, when you're out there, if you think of something the night of the gala, don't hesitate to let me know after it's over. Like, hey, here's a thought I had about maybe improving doing this, or have you considered trying to do this? And it's something we can look at for maybe next year. So thanks. I really appreciate Brent and Tonya giving me this time to come and talk about it.
So
And I appreciate
can you tell people where to get a hold of yourself, Jim, in case they have questions or issues when trying to buy a ticket in their website?
Well, sure. And Tonya, if you want to throw my email address on, if it's not there, it's Elves J. So my last name, ELVES, the letter J, at ottawapolice.ca. And by all means, contact me anytime if you have any questions, concerns, any issues or problems, and I'll be more than willing to help out as best I can.
Do you have any closing thoughts, Tonya?
My closing thought is, if you get the opportunity to help and give in any way you can, do it. It doesn't matter how much you give, it's just the initiative of giving. My closing thoughts.
And my word of wisdom is one of my favorites from Tonya. My success is your success.
Yeah, that's so true. It is. It's really, if we have a victory, then that means it's a victory for a lot of people, for sure. But I just want to say thanks to the people that have come on to listen. And again, if you don't like asking questions here, whatever, just email me if you have any questions. And again, I just want to thank Richard, because I know the important work he does with Crime Stoppers. He's a huge advocate of us police. He does such an important job. And as always, I'm looking forward to seeing him at the gala this year. But again, thanks to everyone else that joined us.
Thanks, Jim. And you'll definitely see me in September.
October,
sorry.
October 15th.
All right.
So it's, Saturday, October 15th at the Shaw Center in Ottawa. And it starts at 7 p.m. And, if you're in a position where you're able to buy a ticket and you're a little nervous about, well, if I'm coming by myself, who am I going to sit with? Where am I going to go? We mix up the table. We get a lot of ticket purchasers, and we make sure we spread it out so they don't feel like they're kind of left all on their own. We put them in with a table of hopefully people that might be a little more open socially and all that, and make everybody feel included. So I hope that doesn't stop you from thinking about getting a ticket if you are.
And as always, thanks again for letting me promote it, Jim. And thanks again, Tonya, for always being here and co-hosting for me and supporting me.
Oh, my pleasure. Your success is my success. And everybody have a great night, and we'll be back. Bye,
Great.
everybody.
Thank you. And thanks again.